Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news this morning. A man is dead and a woman is hurt after a stabbing early this morning. The Durham Park where this happened.
And rain is rolling in. It's going to be a wet commute for a lot of us. I'll walk you through Futurecast.
Francine is moving inland, bringing heavy rain and wind from Alabama to Georgia this morning. Thousands are still without power in parts of Louisiana and Texas.
And after years of construction, work is wrapping up on 540 in Raleigh. The last detours you will have to get around before you get some of that smooth sailing on the highway. And we may have a little weather raining on that today as well. I'm Jeff Hogan. Happy Friday to you.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yeah, happy Friday, Friday the 13th, but we hope to make it a lucky day for you. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Bring your umbrella because we have showers out there.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty messy commute for us. We started to see some of the showers down south from Raleigh over toward Goldsboro, Fayetteville, Sanford. That rain's coming down fairly steadily. From Raleigh northward, it's still fairly patchy, but we will continue to see this lifting northward. We'll zoom in right around the triangle here, and we're just seeing some scattered showers right now, but a little heavier batch there just north and east of Clayton, and plenty of rain coming our way. It does look like it will stick around for us during the morning commute. This is a look at Futurecast. We'll widen this out a little bit, and you can see these scattered showers with us. And notice from time to time, it's heavier in pockets, it's lighter in places, so it's not going to be pouring over you all day long, but we'll just see waves of rain coming in. And this is related to Francine, which is still the center of circulation well to our west. We take a wider view, and here you can see that center of circulation actually moving back here over parts of Arkansas, but rain stretching all the way here into North Carolina. So we're going to be dealing with it for much of the day. We also have that second system that could develop sometime early next week, possibly tropical development, but it looks like this thing could send us a lot of heavy rain as it develops. Let's talk about the rain chances for the next several days. So 80% today, just 20 Saturday and Sunday. We'll walk through the weekend hour by hour coming up. And then early next week, we're going to be watching for the potential of that storm to develop. Taking a live look at Raleigh right now. It's quiet, but when I drove through downtown Raleigh earlier, I had to run the windshield wipers. 70 degrees is our temperature and our dew point 65, so it's a lot warmer and a good bit stickier than it was this time yesterday. With the clouds and showers on and off today, we'll see highs in the low 80s. Kelsey Coffey is out in the storm tracker this morning, taking a look in Wake County. Kelsey, what you seeing?
Elizabeth, while you were talking, we hit a pocket of rain, and as soon as you tossed to me, now it's dry. So right now we're just monitoring your road conditions throughout the morning on the Beltline and on 40 as you're headed out the door here. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on road conditions throughout the morning. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Breaking news we're following this morning. A man is dead. A woman is injured after a stabbing in Durham. Police were called to Westover Park on Guest Road just before 1 o'clock this morning. Nick Perlin joins us live from Durham in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Nick, that woman who was stabbed is expected to be okay.
And Jeff, it did look like at one point Durham police officers were talking to her at this park behind me where this stabbing happened. I'm going to step out of the way and just show you a little bit more. And you can see the crime scene tape here blocking the main entrance of Westover Park, as well as some Durham police officers here who have been investigating for the past couple of hours. We do know one man has sadly died after being stabbed, and we do know a woman was stabbed and was treated here at the park. We're still trying to learn right now what led up to this stabbing, and we're trying to find out the identity of the victims. Once we get more information, we'll be sure to update you. Live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Morning. I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. As we're trying to get more information regarding a shooting that happened in Durham, let me show you where this is. So on this map, it happened on Rochelle Street, which is right here. And this isn't too far from Dickerson Self-Storage and Dickerson Fencing. Investigators say that they responded there around just before 10 o'clock last night, where they found a man with a gunshot wound. That person was taken to the hospital, but they are expected to be okay. The big question WRAL has this morning is what led up to the shooting. That's what we're working on. Stay with us for updates here on the WRAL Live Center.
At 3 o'clock this morning, tens of thousands of Boeing workers went on strike. Union members voted down a proposed contract and authorized a walkout. The strike affects work at 2 Seattle area airplane factories and other facilities. Boeing is offering a 25% raise spread out over 4 years. It says that is its largest general wage increase ever. Some workers say it's not enough. They want a 40% pay increase. Analysts say the Boeing strike is unlikely to impact travel. The final touches on the first phase of the Complete 540 project are happening right now. The 18-mile extension of the Triangle Expressway from Holly Springs to I-40 is set to open on September 25th. Today, there are some road closures in place for some of the last work that needs to be done. This work is happening in the area of the Bells Lake Road. The eastbound half of that interchange will not open until November because of the work that still needed to be done. Construction started 4 years ago on this new highway in southeast Wake County. It was scheduled to open last month, but that was delayed because of Tropical Storm Debbie. Phase 2 of the project, which will connect I-40 to I-87 near Knightdale, is scheduled to open in 2028.
This morning, police are searching for two people who fired shots at each other in the parking lot of a Rocky Mount law firm. Sky 5 captured this large scene. You can see nearly 24 evidence markers all over the ground. Rocky Mount police say the people shot at each other in the parking lot around 5 yesterday evening and then immediately left the scene. Thankfully, no one was hurt. One witness who wanted to remain anonymous said he saw it all happen, and he shared this video with WRAL showing the moments after the confrontation. Two people inside the building look out as a woman with a child in her hand gets into a white BMW and drives away. We're working to learn how the people inside the vehicle are connected to that shooting, if at all.
A campus-wide emergency drill is happening today on NC State's campus. Emergency management officials say this gives students and staff an opportunity to practice what to do in a real emergency. People should be prepared to shelter in place during the drill. A wolf alert will be sent out with instructions.
Students have brought guns on campus of Johnston County High School 2 days in a row now. Thursday was the second straight day of lockdowns at Smithfield-Selma High School. A student told a school resource officer there that another student had a gun on campus. Authorities did not find a weapon. The lockdown was lifted. Across the street, News Charter was placed on lockdown as a precaution while police searched that area.
In Durham, Hillside High School went on lockdown yesterday after reports of shots fired. Police say a student reported hearing gunshots outside the school. Officers could not find any evidence of a shooting or injuries, and the lockdown was lifted.
There are also some threats, some hoax threats yesterday as extra security was in place at Durham's Southern High School because of one. And the same for Brogdon Primary and Brogdon Middle Schools in Wayne County.
The remnants of Francine are weakening, but the post-tropical cyclone continues to bring heavy rain and flood threats across parts of Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. Thousands of people are still without power in Louisiana as utility workers spent yesterday working to get it back on. Francine's winds were so strong, the roof of this flea market in Louisiana was torn off. One sheriff's office says they pulled 26 people from their flooded home Wednesday night. So far, there have been no storm-related deaths.
Durham school employees and teachers are learning how much they'll get paid in the future. The new pay scale for classified employees will have 30 steps to it, but the specific pay schedule still has not been released. Some say it's frustrating because they don't know the exact amount of the money that'll be in their paychecks.
No better now at school than it was last year since this has started, and it's going to continue to snowball. And when I read the agenda and realized classified schedules aren't even posted for us to look at, how can I make some kind of informed comment when it's not even there?
The county recently approved a budget that included a $27 million increase for DPS, which makes a new salary schedule possible.
The name PNC Arena will soon be part of Raleigh history. The tarp covering the first Lenovo Center sign on the arena will come down in a ceremony next week. The Centennial Authority announced yesterday it approved naming rights between Lenovo, the tech company, and the Carolina Hurricanes. This is what the signage will look like on the side of the building. Crews have been working to take down the PNC logos over the last couple of weeks. The 10-year naming rights agreement is worth $60 million.
We are, for much of the country, a regional technology hub, and we think having that Lenovo here in our site and ultimately putting their products in place that make the fan experience better and just the general public can see what they can actually do is going to be really great.
You just heard from the chair of the Centennial Authority. He also says it's responsible for up to $1 million when it comes to replacing the signage on the building.
This morning, California is expanding its state of emergency as dangerous heat fuels 3 wildfires there.
We hope the winds don't shift and we're still worried.
New video from the fire zone as flames destroyed dozens of homes.
And big changes in the man accused of killing 4 Idaho students. How staffing played a role in the decision to transfer the trial to a different county.
And we'll give you this live look right now. Fayetteville newsroom down there. Some areas around our viewing area seeing some showers out there this morning. Looks like that is one of them. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us when these will move out and what you can expect for the weekend.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:43, and yeah, we're going to be in for a wet day today. This commute this morning is going to be pretty messy. Right now, from Raleigh southward is where we're seeing most of the rain. Most of it just rain, but we are seeing a little bit of lightning and thunder pop up there just north of Goldsboro. So we're watching that. A little heavier down around Sanford, Carthage, over toward Dunn and Benson, down toward Fayetteville. That's where some of the heavier showers are right now. Low pressure system here, that's the remnants of our tropical system. And you can see that rain spreads all the way over into North Carolina. At one point, it looked like it might stay to our south, but obviously that's not going to be the case. And you can see the waves of rain as we get through the day today. We're just going to see it on and off. It's not going to rain over your area the entire day, but we'll see waves, some of that lighter, some of it heavier. In terms of the weekend, we're looking at 20% chance on Sunday.
A judge has thrown out 3 charges in the Georgia election interference case, including 2 of the charges facing former President Donald Trump. Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee upheld the racketeering charge against Trump in a separate ruling. For Trump, the changes have not gone into effect due to a pause from pending appeals. They do, however, impact former Trump lawyer John Eastman and Georgia State Senator Sean Still. Both were involved in the 2020 fake electors plot.
The state of emergency in California is expanded this morning as heat fuels 3 large wildfires. 5 million people are under red flag warnings as low humidity and gusty winds threaten to spread existing fires. Dozens of homes have been destroyed. Governor Gavin Newsom extended that emergency declaration after touring the fire zone. Residents say the so-called bridge fire burned a ski resort near LA with no one answering the call for help.
The whole south side of Mountain High was fully engulfed and had tried multiple times to call 911, couldn't get through to them.
That's when he drove to the fire department, showed them pictures, and they got to work. Yesterday, investigators charged Justin Halstenberg with 9 charges related to starting the line fire.
The trial of the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students will now take place hundreds of miles away in a county near the state capital of Boise. Brian Koberger's defense team argued potential jurors from Latah County, where the trial was originally set to happen, would most likely have biased views of their client. It cited the interest in media coverage in the case. The judge agreed with their concerns and also said that the county does not have enough resources or space to accommodate a trial like that big. That the trial is expected now to begin next June.
Today, you can learn more about the work being done to combat hate crimes in North Carolina. A free event is happening today at Fayetteville Technical Community College in the Tony Rand Student Center. It's happening from 9 until 2. People will learn about federal, state, and local hate crime laws. Survivors will talk about their personal experiences of being the target of these kinds of crimes and the effects it's had on their lives. You can also learn about resources available to people who've experienced a similar situation.
The McDonald's $5 meal deal is sticking around, at least until December. That's a sign that the inflation-weary people are eating up those value meals being offered by many fast food chains. McDonald's deal was originally announced as a July-only promotion. Starbucks, Burger King, and Wendy's all have reported lower sales and launched similarly priced lower-cost meal deals.
The Olympics and Paralympics flags are now on display at Los Angeles City Hall. The flags went on display yesterday in a symbolic nod to the competitions coming to the city in 2028. LA received the Olympic flag at the Paris Olympics closing ceremony from the mayor of Paris. And the Paralympics flag was handed over at the closing ceremony earlier this month. They will be on display at City Hall outside the mayor's office.
4:47 the time right now. We've reached our Friday, but that begins a stretch of some wetter weather. And Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with just the start of it.
Yeah, here it is. We had a nice dry stretch this week, some really nice weather, but that's coming to an end. And we may see multiple systems develop to bring us a chance of rain well into next week. So we're going to say goodbye to the sunshine for a little while. Right now, the heaviest rain is in our southern counties, so just south of Raleigh. And we'll take a look a little more closely here around Sanford, just west of Pittsburgh, over towards Siler City, a good chunk of Harnett County, over toward Clayton and Smithfield, Wilson. When you get into Wayne County, a little bit of thunder and lightning there, but most of this is just rain. We take a look at the remnants of Francine here, actually continuing to push farther to the west. So the center of that remnant low is now over Arkansas, but it's still spreading rain eastward all the way here to North Carolina. We just have a boundary sitting over us right now that that system is interacting with. So here's a look at Futurecast, and we'll roll through, and you can see this morning we do have showers in our forecast during the morning commute. That's going to be around 7 a.m. Begins to ease up a little bit, potentially around lunchtime, but notice at 5 o'clock we still have rain around. So really all day we're going to be dealing with it. It's not going to rain over your house, your neighborhood, or your workplace all day today. It's going to come and go, and some of it will be heavy, some of it will be light. Here's a look at Saturday. A lot of folks have plans for tomorrow. It looks like we'll have light amounts of rain. This is lunchtime on Saturday, and then in the second half of the day, we'll have a better chance of seeing some showers to the south. So Southern Pines, Fayetteville, Clinton, maybe a little wetter toward the end of the day. But from the Triangle area northward, it looks a little bit drier. So our rain chances look like this: 80% chance for today, 20 Saturday and Sunday. And then the big question mark of a low that may develop offshore. That could start to bring us more rain next week. And potentially Tuesday, Wednesday would be where when we saw the heaviest rain. And you can see what that looks like. If we see that coastal low develop, look at that. We could see 7 to 8 inches of rain along the coast. And for our viewing area, it's likely to be somewhere between 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3 inches. But it's really hard to say until that low develops. It hasn't even developed yet. Here's a look at Sanford this morning, one of the wettest cameras that I could find. So it's definitely messy out there in some places. 70 degrees and our dew point 65. So it feels a little bit more like summer out there. This afternoon, though, will be cool with the clouds and showers. 79 Raleigh, 78 Durham, and 81 in Fayetteville. And of course, our muggy meter is going to be at humid, and it will stay there all the way until this whole system moves out. Football Friday, yeah, you're going to want to take along the raincoats or the umbrellas. No matter where you are, we probably will have the potential for some showers during those football games. Temperatures will be dropping on through the 70s. Checking out our temperature today, around 79, 80s over the weekend, 70s Monday and Tuesday. And of course, that's going to depend greatly on what happens with that coastal low. We'll take a closer look at it coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. The Carolina Panthers are getting ready for their first home game of the season, and you're in luck if you want to see them play in person, because we'll tell you about the cheap tickets on sale this morning.
Plus, what is next for the Polaris Dawn mission after that spacewalk, a historic spacewalk right there yesterday? After making history as the first ever spacewalk by private astronauts, the Polaris Dawn crew has a lot more work to do. We brought you these amazing moments live right at the end of our 6 a.m. newscast yesterday morning. The crew opened their spaceship to the blackness of the sky, and off they went out into space, also achieving the highest orbit around Earth. Well, now that the spacewalk has ended, the crew will spend another couple of days in orbit just checking off their mission goals, including working through their list of nearly 40 experiments.
If you want to catch the Carolina Panthers play their home opener this weekend, you can go to the game for cheap. As of this morning, some tickets are as low as $22. It's one of the least expensive games in the NFL. You're probably not surprised by that. They're taking on the LA Chargers at 1 o'clock on Sunday. If you're interested in going, the Panthers had an ugly start to the season, losing 47-10 to the Saints in Week 1. Starting at 1 Sunday afternoon on Fox 50, tune in to see the Dallas Cowboys host the New Orleans Saints. And on WRAL for Sunday Night Football, young quarterback sensations go head-to-head. Caleb Williams and the Bears take on C.J. Stroud and the Texans. That's at 8:20 on WRAL.
There's a bull on the loose in Wake County, and Maureen Pitts of Clayton announced that on Facebook last week. She is asking people to be on the lookout for 9-month-old Dexter in the areas of Garner and Clayton, a 450-pound bull that jumped out of the livestock trailer last week at the White Oak Crossing Shopping Center on Shenstone Boulevard. What a sight that must have been. Pitts says it may have been seen around Greenfield Parkway last week, but that was the last sighting.
Not even a year old and 450 pounds. Covering Chatham County, the Carolina Tiger Rescue is welcoming 2 new endangered red wolves, a 10-year-old female named Sage and a 3-year-old male named Cedar. It comes as they said goodbye to 2 female red wolves, Caroline and Mist. The 2 are moving to a new facility where they will be paired with males in the Red Wolf Safe Breeding Program.
From a galaxy far, far away to Moulin Rouge, Ewan McGregor has had quite a career, and now it has taken him to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. 53-year-old actor was awarded with the star yesterday. It's located just a few feet away from fellow Star Wars actor Carrie Fisher's star. He said he was very touched to be so close to his old friend. The Scottish-born actor starred as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the second released Star Wars trilogy.
He was so good in Moulin Rouge. A close call on a runway at Nashville International Airport when 2 planes almost collide after one of the plane's tires blew out.